Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know how we met and how the thing was going.
Shoot.
Most of us guys are some issues
Yep.
I don't really actually. I ran before the greatest story ever told. After our house up here in the beautiful I am talking with the guys from Terrapin who just performed at the on a really great show. We sounded well together and a lot of good tunes as far as mixing a lot of different areas and stuff. And I really like to do Mr. Things. You guys play great. So we're going to get off of the end here. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, a little bit about yourselves.
I'm Steve. I play drums, vocals, backing vocals, and lead.
Charlie Rourke here. I play rhythm guitar mainly, a little bit of lead. I try. Here's Perry.
Sing too.
Oh yeah, Charlie sings too. I'm Perry. I play guitar. About it right now.
Our newest member.
Yeah, I'm Brent.
Vince. I was going to say
Vince.
Vince, yeah.
I'm at least married.
I listened to it. It was kind of like real crap. We were on a mouthful of grandma whiskey chaser. So you guys have been playing together for a fair amount of time. How did you guys end up meeting and getting together?
Well, we should probably start. I got with some guys 6 years ago, roughly, maybe a little longer. Just because I wanted to play Grateful Dead music. I played drums for years and I wanted to play guitar. And that was music I loved. So I got with some guys and we started a band and it was actually called The Golden Road originally.
I didn't know that.
Anyway, with those guys, a few of us stuck around and I ran into Steve, our drummer, when we installed his Terrapin, actually. And he joined to play guitar and sing. He didn't know he was going to get stuck on it. But that's how it ended up.
Small world, small world. I guess I don't probably have to ask it. How'd you guys end up naming the Golden Road to the current name? Was there anything in between, or was it just a straight jump?
There was nothing actually. We just decided to change the name of, Terrapin Station and Picasso Moon were two dead songs. So.
What is it, a stamp?
What's that tie-dye or came out of the basement?
Yeah, there's actually some art piece that's I believe there's an art piece that is Terrapin Moon. They call it Terrapin Moon, and it's
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. What's that thing in your basement?
turtle.
Yeah, there's a big mural on the wall in Charlie's basement where we practice, and it's the fraternity where that came from. But that was what, 2007 that Charlie started the band, and Steve joined in 2007 were the band's first shows. I joined in 2008. I played with about 20 different bands, or 15 different bands in this group that I was 20 years, and then
Bernie's Distillery was
that's right, and then I ran into these guys when I was playing with Skeleton Crew, and there's a show at Canal Street Tavern, it's Skeleton Crew before Terrapin Moon, and they needed a keyboard player, and I played with them, met them that day.
What you did.
Yeah, that's right.
Left his car on somebody else's guitar.
Louis, the guitar player, said, hey man, you should give these guys a call, they're going to need you, because it was his last show.
He was
his last show.
yeah.
So I put my card on his other guitar while they were playing on in the strings of the guitar, and I put my card, and then got a call from these guys the next day and played with them that same night at Bernie's Halloween 2008.
There were like 3 people.
It was pretty. It was a punk. It's a punk bar. It's an infamous punk bar, Bernie's Distillery in Columbus.
Yeah.
Pretty much like the opposite end of the spectrum for Grateful Dead covered a tribute band.
It's not conducive to our kind of band.
And then Butch came along.
And then Butch, yeah, that's right. And then Butch.
We've been
What year did you join in?
2010.
So you're the new guy again.
He's a third bass player, actually.
Third bass player.
Yeah. He's a new guy.
2013. So I met Bill at the first gig I played with him. I knew Charlie. I met Charlie, knew him, and then met the others when I came over from practice. met Bill when I came to the first gig I played with.
That's right. It's like, hey, good to meet you. Like,
Yeah,
take a
that's
moment to
a couple
introduce
years
the
ago.
band,
He
and then we're
auditioned
shaking
for a
hands.
band a
Good to
couple
meet you.
years ago, and we made the mistake of picking somebody else.
Well, hey, he's here now.
Yeah,
He's here now.
and
That's a
it
good
worked
thing.
out. That's the way it needs to be.
Yes. So I don't know if I even need to ask this question either, but I'll let you guys kind of bring your own answers to this. What musical or lyrical influences do you guys think about when you're actually out there playing? Probably Grateful Dead-esque, but you can also talk a little bit about, you know, what you brought to the table as far as what music you listened to and brought into the band.
Actually, I don't like the Dead. I channel the Ramones through the Dead. No, of course the Dead. And I come from like Crosby, Stills and Nash, sort of the singer-songwriter stuff, the band. Those are probably that and the Dead and things of that sort of family, San Francisco family, are probably the main things that drive me. But I like jazz and bluegrass. Anything that's got a little weirdness in it, I like. If it's straight blues or straight something. But if it's got some weirdness, then I'm probably going to be drawn to it.
See about you, Charlie?
I actually didn't know a damn thing about the Grateful Dead until 1988. The first show I went to was 88. Before that, Clapton was a big influence, the Stones, classic rock, that kind of thing. But in 88, you know, after seeing the Dead, that experience changed my life and made me just obsessed with Grateful Dead.
First band that was my favorite band was Genesis. First concert I ever saw was Genesis in 1987, and this one touched tour. And it took me a while to get into the Dead. I was into Guns N' Roses and heavy metal in the early 90s. And then in 93, you know, got the chance to see Grateful Dead, Fish, and Hookah all in like the space of like 2 months. And so instantly I was hooked, of course, on Grateful Dead's music. Also Bob Dylan, a huge influence, and I guess it goes without saying, you know, just huge influence as a songwriter, and Van Morrison. I really like a lot of Americana songwriting, and I'm a songwriter myself. I've written a lot of original music as well, and I kind of try to draw on a lot of that general type of Americana that Robert Hunter and the Dead just did such a brilliant job of tapping into that stream of music and adding the Grateful Dead, I think, forever, permanently to the stream, the consciousness of Americana music.
Yeah, exactly. They are really like the American band.
They're the quintessential Americana band.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just a little bit of everything. They got blues, they got country. It's just a nice mix of stuff.
Yeah. I always say, you know, everybody from, you know, Jerry especially, everybody from Urban Berlin to Smokey Robinson, you know, and everybody in between.
Brentford, oh yeah.
I grew up listening to the Kinks and the Birds of Page and the Rolling Stones, The Who, and a lot of great bands. Most of those bands that Grateful Dead covered some of those songs, the Beatles, a lot of Bob Dylan and stuff like that. My first show was in '92 at Buckeye Lake, and that changed my life forever. So
I was there.
yeah, we're in.
We all were.
93 for me.
It's phenomenal, and
Hell yeah.
I came home and just borrowed a bunch of tapes from friends and started listening to it a little too much, very obsessively. The more I listened, the more I just really, that's all I could hear.
It's all about when you couldn't stop dancing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that
let's don't get into that detail.
that could be another show, but yeah, but the bottom line is I was listening to an awful lot of Grateful Dead for the next several years, and really since then up until now. So when I got to play the guitar a little bit, but when I did get to play the drums for Terrapin, it really came natural because I knew all the songs, I knew where all the accents and everything went already. It was just a question of learning the drums more or less. I only had 6 months experience or whatever with that, but the music's there. So
You're a natural. You're a natural on them drums.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I pretty much just listen to Grateful Dead on performances.
You are truly an influence.
No,
Jerry and Bob said, yeah, it's listening to too much people.
John Coltrane, we have the same
Yeah,
birthdays.
there you go.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
I grew up listening pretty much to like Carl by Funkadelic was like one of my favorites.
You told me that was your favorite band when you were in 6th grade.
I went to school, it was all black school, so I was one of 5 white kids. That was what everybody in the school listened to. For about 3 or 4 years, then it was like rap for a long time, which that's a pretty big stretch from there.
yeah, it is a big transition.
Yeah.
Like
It's at Mickey's Fire
At
on the
some
Mountain.
point,
First rep song.
Right.
I
Yeah.
played drums in
I
the
played
high
that.
school band, and the drum section, they were really into like Yes, Rush, Jim Jones,
Stuff where would be crazy.
King Crimson. They turned me on to all that stuff, so they did a big show for like women.
King Crimson. That's quite a jump.
Good stuff, Butcher.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of feel the same way you guys do. I've got about 800 shows per disc just on the library of various music. So yeah, I get a little obsessive myself. I know I heard you guys earlier. I can tell everybody that you can check these guys out online, and they're pretty much as far as a Grateful Dead tribute band. One of the better ones, like I said. I heard the Dear Mr. Fan is a friend of the devil, and that would put some of the say mid to late 90s.
Thank you. That was the first time we played you, Mr. Hennessy.
That's a real boost, Rob, I gotta say.
And that's not the way we usually
That's
play
a huge
Friends of the Devil.
That's the first time we've ever tried to do that, actually.
It worked well. I was shocked. I never thought of a good transition between those two songs.
We really had it down good the other day. I don't know what happened.
It's a little better in practice, right?
Practice is always good. So I'll let you guys talk a little bit about whoever you want here. But is there any place online people can check you guys out if they heard you here, really want to get into your recordings, any places like Reverb Nation, iTunes, that you can actually get your music from?
At this point, you can see video on YouTube, but we also have our own website, terrapinmoon.net. We have Facebook websites as well and pages.
We post things to that.
Yeah, most of the posting ends up on
Videos
Facebook
are all
or on
on YouTube.
YouTube as far as listening and videos as well. You're going to find them mostly on YouTube and Facebook.
We haven't been selling anything because they're online for you to enjoy.
Yeah, we've not recorded anything.
Have you got anything on archive?
I believe so.
There's
Yeah,
a couple
Chubb's
of
old
old,
stuff.
yeah, there are a couple
Chubb's
old shows. It was like Cook in the Hills 2009, I think, is on there. And we've been beginning to get some more of that up on archive. I mean, that's a great resource.
Yeah.
And we've contemplated recording to a certain degree, although it's not the type of music that we would necessarily be able to sell, but just for the purpose of even really giving it away, we've contemplated that as well. But we do have a lot of good video clips online on terrapinmoon.net and facebook.com/terrapin.
We've been working on that a little more so lately.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's the internet's pretty technical. I don't have my own website.
It's an unmatchable resource.
We got some computer nerds in the band.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'll let you guys answer this individually also. Do you guys have any big plans or anything you're really looking forward to in 2013? It might be different.
Yep.
He's the yep man.
This is the most
We just said we'll be over in a few months. So.
Yeah. Anything left you guys work
Canal
towards?
Street, Canal Street, Stanley's,
Shrimp Fest.
Shrimp
With
Fest,
Blue Moon
Urbana.
Soup, actually.
Yeah, the Blue Moon Soup up in Canal Street.
Maybe we don't know if we're going to bid on it.
The Shrimp Fest, where's that?
Urbana. Freshwater
You can tell.
Farms.
You can find that out on our Facebook page. We can put some information out about that.
It's on the website as well.
We are at Stanley's today.
Stanley, no, I don't remember.
Jimmy's.
Jimmy's.
But they can find it on the
October
website.
They can find it on our website. You can find it on our
Yeah,
Facebook
Jimmy's.
page.
Jimmy's Ladder 11, October 5th, but October 27th with Blue Moon Soup, Canal Street Tavern and Dayton.
What night is that?
It's a Sunday night, actually. Those are the guys. As well as the Shrimp Fest with Shrimp and Fish Festival in Urbana, Ohio. That's September 22nd.
21st. Good choice.
Well, it's that weekend, September 22nd.
Hope to see some of you out there.
One thing that we've been in the process of doing is we love Ohio. Ohio will always be our home, but we have been trying to expand out surrounding states. So we've been playing in Missouri. We have a show that we play in Missouri, and we're all in Missouri each year for St. Patrick's Day, which is a huge show that we get to play every year. And we're trying to kind of branch out our horizons a little further. We may be getting up to Chicago, maybe getting back to Indiana. Trying to broaden our horizons.
The budget truck backing up.
That thing really
Yeah, the live interviews, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope he does better than the ice guy.
Watch out for that dog.
So you guys do have a lot of big plans for the year, I'm sure. You guys do plan to get venues or like go to YouTube. That's where I have found a lot of your big music actually. Stuff you guys I'll let you guys go down the line here. I just got one more quick question for you. What do you think your best musical memory is? You know, like I always tell people, could be hearing a song for the first time, your first Dead song, or could have been playing with certain people, certain places. And if you want to
That's probably the one I'm listening to right now. It's probably a live version. I guess my favorite musical memory is in '86. I was pretty sick and wasn't doing great, but I had tickets to go see the Dead when they first came to Deer Creek. It's now called something else. And my wife
Rising
went.
Music Center.
Yeah, and we won't speak that name.
It'll be called something else in 5 years.
Some other
right?
guy will buy it. But
Doesn't
so
really
it'll always
matter.
be Deer Creek and the people there that let you camp. And my wife went. Turns out we didn't know at the time. We found out 2 weeks later she was pregnant with my son, who's now a deadhead. And my dad went with us. We put him in a tie-dye. And I think all the hippies must have thought he was Ken Kesey or something. Everybody was real nice to him. And a couple girls asked him if they could borrow a smoke. And he knew that there were other things besides Marlboros being consumed. He's like, I'm not sure I have your brand. They're like, no, we mean tobacco. So it was really a cool night. And that helped turn things around. So I don't know. I guess my favorite song would have to be Terrapin Station. If I had to pick one, probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I got a gazillion musical memories. The first concert I was ever at, I was 8 years old, saw Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Classic band.
So we're talking way back when I was a kid, the guy that watched me and my brother would take us to his shows. He was a drummer. We'd go to his shows. So seeing that stuff early on was cool. But the best memory, I believe, was the '94 show at Buckeye Lake. The big storm, scary night. Because I thought I was going to blow right off that damn hill. Really, it was scary as heck. But as soon as that storm blew through and the Dead started playing, it was just magic, pure magic. And there were some things that influenced magic, obviously, in the system. My system.
It usually is.
Yeah. It was a great day, I gotta say. But I didn't come prepared for a big storm, so I got soaked. And by the time the Dead was done, I was dry as a bone, dancing. The only soak there was sweat.
Boy, then the '94 Buckeye Lake show was just
That was one
insane.
scary
That
son
was
of a bitch.
that was insane. Literally had to pick a friend up off the Bill Zone. Anyway, that was intense. As far as music, favorite musical experiences, I mean, it's so hard to narrow it down. I guess I'll have to narrow it down to like 3. I would say the Grateful Dead at Ridgefield 9/10/93 was my favorite Grateful Dead show. Hey, there's Crazy Legs. There's a guy who puts it all together. He's
Yeah.
there's Crazy Legs who puts together the bill right there.
And his wife and dog.
Yeah.
So I, the Grateful Dead at Ridgefield 1993, also seeing Pink Floyd at Cleveland Stadium '94, and Fish, my first Fish show, Newport '93. Classic two-way experience.
You guys got a favorite Grateful Dead song?
Mine does vary on the day, but I would have to say Help. Nothing gets me quite as excited as Help on the Way. Those initial notes of Help on the Way and the exploratory middle part of the Slipknot, but also playing in the band. Like, give me any 70s playing in the band.
73,
And,
74.
Yeah, 73, 74. Started like 3 minutes in, and then just that jam is just perfect every time.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I do have a favorite. I probably did.
Do you have a
one
favorite
time.
era, maybe?
Favorite what?
Era? As far as,
Oh yeah, I'm post '80s guy. Like 19
Boston
Brent
91.
through Bruce and Vince. And I love Bruce. Or I mean Bruce Hornsby. excuse me.
Right.
Brent's great.
You'll never live that one.
But yeah, I can't really pick out a favorite song because there's too many. There's just so many. I think I got one, and then I get a new one.
Right.
And then I get a new one. Playing's definitely a good song. Uncle John's. There's tons. There's just too many.
Yeah, too many with
Way
almost 400 songs in their repertoire.
And the help Slipknot thing is magical, but it is a frustrating thing for a
It's
guitarist.
We're working on Help on the Way.
We will play it this fall.
That'll be our new favorite one soon.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Once we play it,
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
What was the question?
Question was, do you guys have any best musical memories? And B, what's your favorite Grateful Dead song?
Best musical memory. Well, there's a lot, obviously. The one that comes to mind would be the Rhythm Fest that we did back in 2010.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing in Skeleton Crew at the time, and as was Bill, and Terrapin Moon, absolutely. And we got to play back to back, and we also got to play for, I don't know, 45 minutes or an hour together, sharing the stage at the Ledges, and that was really sweet. And Bob passed away, I don't know, a couple months later, so it was just really nice to have
Member of Skeleton Crew. Well, the founder of Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. I've seen the Skeleton Crew a couple times. I'm old. Remember you guys had a show, I think it was Free Base opening down at one of the breweries in Ohio, so down in Cincinnati. It was an over the Rhine, I'm not sure. It was a real like Barrel House brewery. It was throughout the day.
Just Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, just
it was way before my time. But
It was probably before our time. Yeah, we kind of came out in the later years of Skeleton Crew, but if not for Skeleton Crew, I wouldn't be playing guitar.
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, that's great. Favorite song I'd have to throw out. Looks Like Rain. Is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch, but that's always been my
Never
favorite.
get tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
What was it, Steve? Looks Like Rain. Yeah. I wish you would have played more.
Yeah, right.
My favorite song is Black Peter. Favorite memory.
That's also his favorite hobby.
But I'm bummed.
I had something else to say. I don't
Not
know.
too good of a memory, but there was this one time that we went
So I have all you things.
Oh, that made my gut hurt.
He'll just be on YouTube for the rest of his life, following him around. It's okay.
Oh yeah, for the interview.
let me think about that.
Oh yeah, no problem.
You guys got an edit button, right?
Yeah, we say it's only the last question.
Oh, you know what?
Last answer to the
I
last question.
saw James Airplane in
Strike that, please.
1989. They played it on Timber Pizza. So we got to spend the whole day like riding rides and pizza, then finish off the night with just
What was it, the airplane or Starship?
It was Airplane.
Nice.
They did
Airplane,
really
Starship,
good.
Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, you just don't know.
I thought Airplane was better. I like Jefferson Airplane better.
Airplane and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Less commercial.
Oh yeah, my
More
lord.
San Francisco.
That's cool. Appreciate that, Butch. I'm going to just roll this thing down the line one more time, and we'll just do a little outro here. I just want to let you guys have the opportunity to send any shout-outs to anybody, any thanks you want to do, and I do appreciate your time here on the greatest story ever told on WAIF 8.3. So, you want to do any shout-outs, man?
Yeah.
Just to all of our fans that come to our shows, we really appreciate your support, and hope to see you soon.
Well, since we're here at the Bill, I've got to say thanks to Crazy Legs for having us here at the Bill. And I've been coming to Hookahville since '95, and really enjoyed over the years just all the legendary experiences. And, so I'll give a shout out to Hookah, Dave Katz, and the rest of his Mr. Hookah for keeping this whole train going for so many years.
I guess I'd just like to say hey to my wife, Carol, and all my grandkids and kids.
You have to. Thanks, Julie. Love you, Julie.
You guys should have said that. That's right.
I know. I guess I
Were
should.
you in that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. You just made us
Anyway, and the family, it's been hard on everybody, I'm sure, being supportive of this craziness, but, they understand. My wife is a musician too, so she understands probably more than most wives would, but, one of these days I'll get my grandkids to these shows. My son got to see a Dead show once. That's it, But they really do love good music, and they're cool kids and grandkids. And I appreciate everything that's been done for us over the last 6 years. Quite Crazy Legs. I mean, I gotta say, he definitely had some input on where we're at.
Yeah, I like this place better than the old Buckeye Lake. So.
And definitely shout out to all our friends and family that come here as a PH family. There are a lot of good folks I've met over the last 6 years.
That's right.
I've got more friends now than I've ever had my entire life. And most of them I only get to see a few times a year.
Right.
But they're still the same great people.
I guess I have to shout out to my wife Jan, who lets me do this crazy stuff. And
Follow that, I
my
have
son Patrick, we've been going to some further shows until he went to college. He was roading for me, carrying my stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I guess I'd rather.
They work cheap, don't they?
Yeah, well, the whole living at home and he's going to college now, so it's you know.
It's supposed to help you here, come over here. Yeah.
Well, I'd rather you get a good degree and be able to pay for my health care when I'm old. But I'd like to thank all the fans that I have met so far and the ones that I hope to meet. A lot of really cool people come and see us, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a lot to do. And also thank all the club owners that are going to hire us and get exposed to how cool we are and our fans are.
There you go.
All right, let's wrap it up, Terry.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to join me here. I do look forward to a lot of big things for you in 2013. I know, like I said, I heard a whole set from these guys today. So check these guys out online on their Facebook page or their website. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Yep.